He's a man of many labels: gardener, landscape designer, Asia's award-winning star architect, maximalist designer of hotels and interiors, artist, and eccentric genius. I'm with Bill Bensley. We're at his studio, and you are watching Trends. Bill, your design style is constantly evolving. How would you describe a Bill Bensley design?
To expect the unexpected. I strive very hard for many years now not to be able to sum up anything that we do, right? So that I've been called a maximalist, as you just did, but my last project is very minimalistic. And it's a JW Marriott in Jeju in Korea. And it's very, very pared down and minimalistic. So my whole life I've been constantly trying to avoid the boxes that people like to drop me in. I think that is my goal. It's a big goal in my career, is that if I could tell you straightforward, David, I wouldn't be doing my job. So I strive very hard to make every project very different, so no one really knows what we're going to do next. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. And like you can see around my room here, is that there's no particular style that I want my paintings to be. I purposely don't find my voice, because I find that too many artists in the world get stuck in a rut. You know, they're painting that same vase with the same flower that they painted and sold for $20,000 when they were 22 years old. You know, I approach life as that there's always something new to learn. That's why I've come from a landscape architect to be an architect, to be an interior designer, to be a developer, to be a philanthropist, to be a hotelier, et cetera, I'm trying to be an artist. But that's why I try so many things, is that is one, rewarding, but that also makes my day job, designing hotels, much more rich, I think. You tell me differently.
I think you nailed it there.
Okay.
Yeah. Sustainability is top of the agenda for a lot of hotels. Do you embrace sustainability with a Bill Bensley design? Have you been doing that?
Sustainability for a lot of hotels is on top of their greenwash list, and that sustainability is the buzzword of the day, and it has been for the last 4 years or 3 years or so forth. And I'm up to here with it, right? Because I see much more greenwash than I do actually hotels doing anything. They talk about, oh, well, we put chips on our bed sheets so we know where they are and so we don't wash them twice, et cetera, but for the most part, it's all blah, 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 I think. And so I don't take it very seriously.
But you have also pioneered the importance of sustainability with hotels. You created a report, didn't you?
Created a white paper called, The Sensible Sustainable Solutions. And I submitted that to about 850 hotels around the world, and some picked up on it and some didn't. But still, the overall effect is there's much more awareness of it, but the overall effect is that most hotel companies and most hotels don't do everything that they should be doing as far as sustainability. And a lot of it, as I say, is greenwash. It's about the normal things that you would expect now. Don't wash your towels and that sort of stuff.
What makes a Bill Bensley design hotel different from others? Because there's a lot of creative hotel designs out there.
There are.
Yeah. What makes you stand out each time?
Well, I'm glad to hear the confidence, David. I try to stand out each time, but I think it's that unpredictability, but most importantly, it's about storytelling. And it's about combining my respect for nature and love for gardens, love for the natural setting, and then also being able to understand in a very deep way the places where we're building, so that I bring in stories that are very strong, like Intercontinental and Kaoyai, right? It's a very strong idea both in sustainability and that we're using, garbage for our rooms, the carriages, the train carriages, right? And then it also has a very strong storyline about the history of Thailand being a very railroad-centric place in 1910, etc.
With your design, what's the most important? Bedroom, bathroom, or garden?
No doubt it's got to be the garden. Yeah, because if you can see the garden from your bathroom, if you can see the garden from the bedroom, garden should envelop everything that a hotel has to offer, and light and air from at least two sides of every room. That's the most important. And I assume that what you mean by garden is also natural forests, natural settings and wilderness, etc. So by far the garden.
Are there any current or recent projects that you're working on or have worked on where you're in a forest, natural environment and bringing guests back to nature?
Oh gosh, yeah. Our most recent project, which we're just starting, is in the French Congo.
Wow.
And it's in the northern part of the French Congo in a place we call the Tri-National Park. And that's the three nations are Cameroon, the Central African Republic, and French Congo. And we're doing a circuit of 4 different camps there. And each camp has only 4 rooms, right? So that they're all built on this 8-meter level so that the elephants can pass underneath. They're all made from materials from the Congo, and they're all in the most incredible places in North Congo. For example, David Attenborough has featured my site on Our World, the BBC production Our World, and he talks about this site that has been cleared for millions of years by the elephants and by the gorillas. And why it's cleared, it's because in that particular place there's natural minerals and salts that they eat every day at 5 o'clock for cocktail hour. So that place, we're building a really, low impact place for people to come to visit, to see the gorillas come out into the open, which is difficult because for the most part they're up in the trees, very high. In our site we've got something like 100 different families of gorillas, and way more than Rwanda, but nobody there. There's nobody there to see it. It's just, and so, but the whole reason behind this thing is it's very similar to my Shintabani Wild, is that we put some tents on that property in order to be able to generate enough money to pay rangers to stop poachers.
What's the concept of
the Shintabani Wild? What's the concept of it? We bought something like 1,200 hectares of land. And
what was the passion and drive to do that?
What was the passion and drive to do that? Well, honestly, is that we attended, me and my partner, Sakun Chenprida, we attended this auction. And it was an auction of this 1,200 hectares of land, and we gone up to see it. And it's a beautiful winding river with waterfalls all the way up for about 4.5 kilometers. And you know what they wanted to sell it for? They wanted to sell it as a titanium mine, which would have meant the destruction of this beautiful natural environment. And you can hear gibbons in the distance, and hear the larger birds, predatory birds and such. And we just thought, let's get it first. Buy first, think later, right? So that's what we did. And then it took us about 2 years in order to figure out what the hell to do with it. I had this previous really good experience building the Four Seasons tented camp, which is also 15 tents in Chiang Rai at the Golden Triangle. So I said to my partner Sakun, why don't we do something soft like that? And so that's not going to cost us a whole lot of money. And he says, well, you know, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. And I said, yeah, I know it is, but if you build it, people come. Well, people are coming. It's Condé Nast Gold list, and we've had Ed Sheeran there. We've had all sorts of famous people there too, and we're making money. But most importantly, we're making money enough to support Wildlife Alliance, which is a 115-person group of rangers. They're all ex-Cambodian Army. They carry AK-47s 24/7. And so they are essential to keeping the Cardamom National Forest intact, or somewhat intact. It's still being. And last week, we picked up our 7,000th snare. So a snare is a piece of wire that's drug across the bottom of the forest that can kill anything, including baby elephants. 2 months ago, we lost a clouded leopard. But if we weren't there, then like everywhere else in Southeast Asia, the forests would be dead, right? But now on our particular part of the room where it's especially safe, where we have these tents and so forth, now we have 7 families of gibbons, which I'm really happy to hear in the morning, right? So the animals are understanding that we are a safe haven, so that they're coming in, and the poachers don't even come anywhere near my camp. So it's all of the 115 people, they patrol everything north of us.
Bill, you can't say Shintabani Wild.
Oh.
You can't say this amazing garden.
Oh.
What's your favorite project that you're most proud of?
I think it's the Capella in Ubud. Yeah, last year it won Travel and Leisure Best Hotel in the World.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And has a good story to it. It started out as a 120-room Accor hotel. And we started out as the interior designer and landscape architect, but then I talked to the client and convinced him to do something a little bit softer and also with less money. So end of the day, we ended up with 23 tents. We spent about a third of his original budget. Now we are the top 5 of daily rates, and also it's the #1 hotel in the world, Travel and Leisure. My client, first time he'd ever built a hotel, is very pleased.
Wow, what an achievement. And that's testament of the Bill Bensley design.
I'd like to say, I wish everyone was the same, but it's not.
Switching from design to a very unusual Bill Bensley experience that for me I found was a curveball. Music, food, dance and commentary. What were you doing at the Slate in Phuket?
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
I saw it on social media. I'm just peeved I wasn't there. It looked fabulous.
Oh, it was really good. The Junk House Theater did a wonderful job putting that together. What they did is they took my paintings all about the pharaohs. I did a show at the Mocha here at the Four Seasons Bangkok, and it was themed the Faroese Chronicles, which is about 8 years of travel with my crazy friends from the Faroe Islands. And so we went all over the world. So what John at the Junkyard Theater did, John took my book, my catalog and so forth, and he turned it into a musical. And so it was 8 different scenes, it was in 8 different paintings, and I went down and I narrated it, and there was 30, 40 staff, beautiful dancing, beautiful singing, etc. And it was a ball. But the fun thing is that we're going to bring it to Four Seasons here in Bangkok. We're going to be able to, you're going to be able to see, I think, sometime early next year, the whole show will come. And you'll be able to see it on the riverside. But
it was more than a theatrical performance because food was incorporated.
It's a dinner show, yeah.
The dinner show.
And the show finished at about 10 o'clock, but at that point, when everybody was so high on the show, we invited everyone to come up to the stage and dance, and we didn't get out of there until 11:30. It was people dancing on the table. We just kept the music going, and all of the dancers came out from behind the stage and danced with everybody. It was a ball. Yeah, you missed a good one.
I did. But coming back to your design very quickly, Bill, what project are you working on that's a standout that you can share with us, and hopefully the audience can hear over the rain that's coming down upon us in your studio?
I'm really excited about one particular project in Udaipur, which is on the lake in Rajasthan, India. And we are building a palace. It's all done in sandstone, and it's built in the traditional 16th century Mewari style. And the Mewars were the group of people that inhabited the Pishola Lake and made Pishola Lake. It's a man-made lake in the 16th century. So it's very much, I say, part of the vernacular architecture. And I've been working in Rajasthan since '89. So I really love Indian architecture, especially Rajasthani. So that's special.
Bill, I should be singing Barbara Streisand, Don't Rain on My Parade. But hey, we're on a tight schedule. We're going to have to shout over this downpour monsoon rain.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. What's the best thing that's ever happened to you apart from marrying your partner?
Best thing that's ever happened to me. One of the best things I've ever done is, for 1 week, we commissioned a hot air balloon to take us right over the country of Burma. And why it was so special is because all the places that we landed, the Burmese people and the farmers had never seen a balloon before. So even when we're blowing up the balloons early in the morning, there would be 10,000 people would come out, and they'd put this big ring of people around us, maybe 100 meters away from the balloon, because they weren't sure if it was going to blow up or not. It did blow up, and then people would clap when it went off the ground. But I think that was probably one of the most magical weeks of my life.
And what would you like to have as your ultimate achievement in the future? You've just won an award in Asia, and you've won many awards. What are you striving for?
I'm striving to be able to build a really good hotel, a really groundbreaking hotel. And I don't think we haven't done it yet, but it's a goal.
Right. And with your eclectic art, finally, are you planning any art exhibitions where we can come along and see this amazing, varied art collection?
Yes, many. I've just opened a gallery in Siem Reap at our Shintabani in Siem Reap. Next month, I'm opening a gallery at Four Seasons Koh Samui. And then early next year, I'm going to open a gallery at Four Seasons Chiang Mai. And then I already have a gallery at the Siam Hotel. And 100% of the profits, no, not the profits, 100% of the money that purchases these paintings goes towards Shintabani Foundation, which last week we've just finished the completion of 22 new homes for the poorest of the people in the villages that we've adopted. Fantastic. So homes plus wells plus toilets, etc. As many of the people that we visit there sleep under plastic sheets, right? And their homes get flooded because it's rainy season now, obviously. And it's very miserable for them. So we just beat the monsoons in time.
Yeah. Bill, thank you so much for inviting us to your studio today.
Welcome.
It's great to be with your audience of 5 dogs and see your eclectic art collection. Keep up the great work and groundbreaking design with hotels globally. And if you can hear us beyond this rain and monsoon downfall, thank you so much for tuning into Trends. Stay tuned for future episodes. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe.